Kate Elizabeth Winslet, born 5th October 1975, is an English actress. Known for her roles as headstrong and complicated women in independent films, particularly period dramas, she has received numerous accolades, including an Academy Award, a Grammy Award, 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, 5 BAFTA Awards, and 5 Golden Globe Awards. Time magazine named Winslet one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2009 and 2021. She was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, in 2012. Winslet studied drama at the Redruth Theatre School. Her first screen appearance at age 15 was in the British television series Dark Season, 1991. She made her film debut playing a teenage murderess in Heavenly Creatures, 1994, and went on to win a BAFTA Award for playing Marianne Dashwood in Sense and Sensibility, 1995. Global stardom followed with her leading role in James Cameron's epic romance Titanic, 1997, which was the highest-grossing film at the time. Winslet then eschewed parts in blockbusters in favor of critically acclaimed period pieces, including Quill's 2000 and Iris, 2001. The science fiction romance Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, in which Winslet was cast against type in a contemporary setting, proved to be a turning point in her career, and she gained further recognition for her performances in Finding Neverland, 2004, Little Children, 2006, The Holiday, 2006, Revolutionary Road, 2008, and The Reader, 2008. For playing a former Nazi camp guard in The Last, she won the BAFTA Award and the Academy Award for Best Actress. Winslet's portrayal of Joanna Hoffman in the biopic Steve Jobs, 2015, won her another BAFTA Award, and she received 2 Primetime Emmy affirmations for her performances in the HBO miniseries Mildred Pierce, 2011, and Mayor of Easttown, 2021. In 2022, she produced and starred in the single drama I Am Ruth, winning 2 BAFTA TV awards, and played a supporting role through motion capture in Cameron's top-grossing science fiction film Avatar, The Way of Water. For her narration of a short story in the audiobook Listen to the Storyteller, 1999, Winslet won a Grammy Award. She performed the song What If for the soundtrack of her film, Christmas Carol, the movie, 2001. A co-founder of the charity Golden Hat Foundation, which aims to create autism awareness, Winslet has also written a book on the topic. Divorced from film directors Jim Thrippleton and Sam Mendes, Winslet has been married to businessman Edward Abel Smith, since 2012. She has a child from each marriage, one of whom is the actress Mia Thrippleton. Early life: Kate Elizabeth Winslet was born on 5th October 1975 in Reading, Berkshire, to Sally Ann, nee Bridges, and Roger John Winslet. She is primarily of British descent, but also has Irish ancestry on her father's side and Swedish ancestry on her mother's side. Her mother worked as a nanny and waitress, and her father, a struggling actor, took laboring jobs to support the family. Her maternal grandparents were both actors and ran the Reading Repertory Theatre Company. Winslet has 2 sisters, Anna and Beth, both of whom are actresses, and a younger brother, Joss. The family had limited financial means. They lived on free meal benefits and were supported by a charity named the Actors Charitable Trust. When Winslet was 10, her father severely injured his foot in a boating accident and found it harder to work, leading to more financial hardships for the family. Winslet has said her parents always made them feel cared for and that they were a supportive family. Winslet attended St. Mary and All Saints Church of England primary school. Living in a family of actors inspired her to pursue acting from a young age. She and her sisters participated in amateur stage shows at school and at a local youth theater named Foundations. When she was 5, Winslet made her first stage appearance as Mary in her school's production of the Nativity play. She describes herself as an overweight child and was called blubber by her schoolmates and was bullied for her appearance. She said she did not let this stop her. At 11, Winslet was accepted into the Redruth Theatre School, an independent school in Maidenhead. The school also functioned as an agency and took students to London to audition for acting jobs. She appeared in a Sugar Puffs commercial and dubbed for foreign films. At school, she was made head girl, took part in productions of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and The Lion, the Witch and the Witch, the lead role of Wendy Darling and Peter Pan. She worked simultaneously with the Starmaker Theatre Company in Reading. She participated in over 20 of their stage productions, but was rarely selected as the lead due to her weight. Nonetheless, she played key roles as Miss Agatha Hannigan in Annie, the Mother Wolf in The Jungle Book, and Lena Morelli in Bugsy Malone. In 1991, within 2 weeks of finishing her GCSE examinations, Winslet made her screen debut as one of the main cast members of the BBC science fiction television season series Dark Season, written by Russell T Davies. Her part was that of Reed, a schoolgirl who helps her classmates fight against a sinister man distributing free computers to her school. She did not earn much from the job, and at age 16, lack of funds forced Winslet to leave Redruth. To support herself, she worked at a delicatessen. In 1992, she had a small part in the television film Anglo-Saxon Attitudes, an adaptation of Angus Wilson's satirical novel. Winslet, who weighed 13 stone 3 pounds, 84 kg, 185 lb, at the time, played the daughter of an obese woman. During filming, after hearing an offhand comment from the director Diarmuid Lawrence about the likeness between her and the actress who played her mother, Winslet became motivated to lose weight. She next took on the role of the young daughter of a bankrupt self-made man, played by Ray Winstone, in the television sitcom Get Back, 1992 to 1993. She also had a guest role in a 1993 episode of the medical drama series Casualty. Career, early work, and breakthrough 1994 to 1996, Winslet was among 175 women to audition for Peter Jackson's psychological drama Heavenly Creatures, 1994, and was cast after impressing Jackson with the intensity she brought to her part. The New Zealand-based production is based on the Parker Holm murder case of 1954, in which Winslet played Juliet Holm, a teenager who assists her friend, Pauline Parker, played by Melanie Linsky, in the murder of Pauline's mother. She prepared for the part by reading the transcripts of the girls' murder trial, their letters and diaries, and interacted with their acquaintances. She has said she learned tremendously from the job. Jackson filmed in the real murder locations, and the experience left Winslet traumatized. She found it difficult to detach herself from her character, and said that after returning home, she often cried. The film was a critical breakthrough for Winslet. Desson Thompson, a reviewer for The Washington Post, called her a bright-eyed ball of fire, lighting up every scene she's in. Winslet recorded Juliet's aria for the film's soundtrack. Also that year, she appeared as Geraldine Barclay, a prospective secretary in the Royal Exchange Theatre production of Joe Orton's farce What the Butler Saw. While promoting Heavenly Creatures in Los Angeles, Winslet auditioned for the minor part of Lucy Steele for a 1995 film adaptation of Jane Austen's novel Sense and Sensibility, written by and starring Emma Thompson. Impressed by her reading, Thompson cast her in the much larger part of the recklessly romantic teenager Marianne Dashwood. The director Ang Lee wanted Winslet to play the part with grace and restraint, aspects that he felt were missing from her performance in Heavenly Creatures, and thus asked her to practice Tai Chi, read Gothic literature, and learn to play the piano. David Parkinson of Radio Times considered Winslet to be a standout among the cast, and Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle took note of how well she had portrayed her character's growth and maturity. The film grossed over $134 million worldwide. She won the Screen Actors Guild and British Academy Film Award for Best Supporting Actress and received nominations for the Academy Award and Golden Globe Award in the same category. Also in 1995, Winslet featured in the poorly received Disney film A Kid in King Arthur's Court. Winslet had roles in two period dramas of 1996, Jude and Hamlet. In Michael Winterbottom's Jude, based on the novel Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy, she played Sue Bridehead, a young woman with suffragette leanings who falls in love with her cousin Jude, played by Christopher Eccleston. The critic Roger Ebert believed the part allowed Winslet to display her acting range and praised her for the defiance she brought to the role. After unsuccessfully auditioning for Kenneth Branagh's 1994 film Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she was cast for the part of Ophelia, the doomed lover of the title character, in Branagh's adaptation of William Shakespeare's tragedy Hamlet. Winslet, aged 20, was intimidated by the experience of performing Shakespeare with such established actors as Branagh and Julie Christie, saying the job required a level of intellect that she thought she did not possess. Mike Jeffries of Empire believed that she had played the part well beyond her years. Despite the acclaim, Jude and Hamlet earned little at the box office. Worldwide recognition and independent films, 1997 to 2003, Leonardo DiCaprio starred opposite Winslet in Titanic. A journalist for Vanity Fair labeled them Hollywood's most iconic screen couple since Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. Winslet was keen on playing Rose DeWitt Bukater, a socialite aboard the ill-fated RMS Titanic, in James Cameron's epic romance Titanic, 1997. Cameron was initially reluctant to cast her, preferring the likes of Claire Danes and Gwyneth Paltrow, but she pleaded with him, "You don't understand. I am Rose. I don't know why you're even seeing anyone else." Her persistence led him to give her the part. Leonardo DiCaprio featured as her love interest Jack. Titanic had a production budget of $200 million, and its arduous principal photography was held at Baja Studios, where a replica of the ship was created. Filming proved taxing for Winslet. She almost drowned, caught influenza, suffered from hypothermia, and had bruises on her arms and knees. The workload allowed her only 4 hours of sleep per day, and she felt drained by the experience. Writing for Newsweek, David Anson commended Winslet for capturing her character's zeal with delicacy. And Mike Clark of USA Today considered her to be the film's prime asset. Against expectations, Titanic went on to become the highest-grossing film to that point, earning over $2 billion in box office receipts worldwide, and established Winslet as a global star. The film won 11 Academy Awards, tied for most for a single film, including Best Picture, and earned the 22-year-old Winslet a nomination for Best Actress. She also received Golden Globe and SAG nominations for Best Actress. Winslet did not view Titanic as a platform for larger salaries. She avoided parts in blockbuster films in favor of independent productions that were not widely seen, believing that she still had a lot to learn and was unprepared to be a star. She later said her decision ensured career longevity. Hideous Kinky, a low-budget drama shot before the release of Titanic, was Winslet's sole film release of 1998. She turned down offers to star in Shakespeare in Love, 1998, and Anna and the King, 1999, to do the film. Based on the semi-autobiographical novel by Esther Freud, Hideous Kinky tells the story of a single British mother yearning for a new life in 1970s Morocco. Janet Maslin of the New York Times praised Winslet's decision to follow up Titanic with such an offbeat project and took note of how well she had captured her character's obliviousness and optimism. Jane Campion's psychological drama Holy Smoke, 1999, featured Winslet as an Australian woman who joins an Indian religious cult. She found the script brave and was challenged by the idea of playing an unlikable, manipulative woman. She learned to speak with an Australian accent and worked closely with Campion to justify her character's vileness. The film required her to perform explicit sex scenes with co-star Harvey Keitel and featured a scene in which her character appears naked and urinates on herself. David Rooney of Variety wrote, showing the kind of courage few young thespians would be capable of in an extraordinary range from animal cunning to unhinged desperation. Winslet holds nothing back. That same year, she voiced a fairy for the animated film Fairies and won the Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for Children for narrating the short story The Face in the Lake for the children's audiobook Listen to the Storyteller. In Quills, 2000, a biopic of the erratic Marquise de Sade, starring Geoffrey Rush and Joaquin Phoenix, Winslet played the supporting role of a sexually repressed laundress working in a mental asylum. Hailing her as the most daring actress working today, James Greenberg of Los Angeles Magazine praised Winslet for continuing to explore the bounds of sexual liberation. She received a SAG Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The following year, she played a fictitious mathematician involved in the cracking of the Enigma ciphers in Michael Abeg's espionage thriller Enigma. Winslet's character was vastly expanded from a subsidiary love interest in the novel it was based on to a prominent code breaker in the film. She was pregnant while filming, and to prevent this from showing, she wore corsets under her costume. The biopic Iris, 2001, featured Winslet and Judi Dench as the novelist Iris Murdoch at different ages. The director Richard R. cast the two actresses after finding a correspondence of spirit between them. Winslet was drawn to the idea of playing an intellectual and zesty female lead, and in research she read Murdoch's novels, studied her husband's memoir elegy for Iris, and watched televised interviews of Murdoch. The project was filmed over 4 weeks and allowed Winslet to bring her daughter, who was 6 months old at the time, on set. Writing for The Guardian, Mark Nemamus remarked that the seriousness and steadiness of Winslet's gaze effectively suggest the dawning amplitude of the Murdoch imagination. She received her third Oscar nomination for Iris in addition to BAFTA and Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actress. Winslet's third film release of 2001 was the animated film Christmas Carol, the movie based on Charles Dickens' novel. For the film's soundtrack, she recorded What If, which proved to be a commercial hit. After a year-long absence from the screen, Winslet starred as a headstrong journalist interviewing a professor on death row in the thriller The Life of David Gale, 2003. She agreed to the project to work with the director Alan Parker, whom she admired and believed the film raised pertinent questions about capital punishment. Mick LaSalle thought the film had muddled the subject and disliked both the film and Winslet's performance. Career progression, 2004 to 2007. To avoid typecasting in historical dramas, Winslet actively sought roles in contemporary set films. She found it in the science fiction romance Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, in which she played Clementine, a neurotic and impetuous woman who decides to erase memories of her ex-boyfriend, played by Jim Carrey. Unlike her previous assignments, the role allowed her to display the quirky side to her personality. Gondry encouraged Winslet and Carrey to improvise on set, and to keep herself agile, she practiced kickboxing. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind proved to be a modest financial success, and several critics have regarded it as one of the best films of the 21st century. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone described it as a uniquely funny, unpredictably tender, and unapologetically twisted romance, and found Winslet to be electrifying and bruisingly vulnerable in it. A journalist for Premiere magazine commended her for abandoning her corseted English rose persona and ranked it as the 81st greatest film performance of all time. Winslet considers it to be a favorite among her roles, and she received Best Actress nominations at the Oscar and BAFTA award ceremonies. She has said the film marked a turning point in her career and prompted directors to offer her a wide variety of parts. Winslet was paid $6 million to star in her next release of the year, the drama Finding Neverland. It is about the relationship between J.M. Barrie, played by Johnny Depp, and the Llewellyn Davies boys, which inspired Barrie to write Peter Pan. She played the boys' mother, Sylvia. Despite her reluctance to star in another period piece, Winslet agreed to the project after empathizing with her character's love for the children. Ella Taylor of LA Weekly found her to be radiant and earthy as ever, and CNN's Paul Clinton thought she was exceptional in a delicate and finely tuned performance. She received a second Best Actress nomination at that year's BAFTA award ceremony. With a box office gross of $116 million, Finding Neverland became her most widely seen film since Titanic. In 2005, Winslet took on a guest role in an episode of the British comedy sitcom Extras, starring Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. She played a satirical version of herself in it, an actress who, in an effort to win an Oscar, takes the role of a nun in a Holocaust film. She received a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress and a Comedy Series nomination. Within 3 months of giving birth to her second child, Winslet returned to work on Roman Cigarettes, a musical romantic comedy directed by John Turturro, in which she played Tula, a promiscuous and foul-mouthed woman. The part required her to sing and dance, and it helped her lose weight gained during the pregnancy. She twisted her ankle while filming one of the dance sequences. Derek Ellie of Variety wrote that despite her limited screen time, Winslet had the showiest role and filthiest one-liners. She turned down an offer from Woody Allen to star in Match Point, 2005, to spend more time with her children. Winslet had 4 film releases in 2006. She first appeared in All the King's Men, a political thriller set in 1940s Louisiana, featuring Sean Pennsylvania and Judah Law. She played the supporting part of the love interest to Law's character. The film received negative reviews for its lack of political insight and narrative cohesiveness, and failed to recoup its $55 million investment. Her next release, the drama Little Children, was better received. Based on the novel of the same name, the film tells the story of Sarah Pierce, an unhappy housewife who has an affair with a married neighbor, played by Patrick Wilson. Winslet was challenged by the role of an uncaring mother, as she did neither understand nor respect her character's actions. Scenes requiring her to be hostile towards the child actress who played her daughter proved upsetting for her. Having given birth to 2 children, she was nervous about the sex scenes in which she had to be nude. She took on the challenge to present a positive image for women with, in her words, imperfect bodies. A.O. Scott of the New York Times wrote that Winslet had successfully registered every flicker of Sarah's pride, self-doubt and desire, inspiring a mixture of recognition, pity and concern. Once again, she received BAFTA Award and Academy Award nominations for Best Actress, the latter making her, at 31, the youngest performer to accrue 5 Oscar nominations.